Hello, good evening. It's me, Reza Gaming. How you doing? It's the weekend. I don't normally stream on the weekend, but I have some free time, so here I am. Go back to Oxygen Not Included. Some fun.
Hello
What
there.
am I going to do today? Hello. Right, so first things first. I do have some modifications in mind for steam vent. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a little bit of steam in this room at all times, just for conductivity, etc. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this thermosensor, I'm going to rejig all of this. I still want to leak polluted water into this room and evaporate it. It's the aim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set about 1 kilogram of steam to be in this room at all times. I'm going to try and keep this room at 200 degrees. And then that should be enough heat capacity to boil a decent amount of polluted water. Because the thing is, if I have the pressure high enough to stop polluted water from off-gassing, then it's going to block this vent a lot of the time. Because there's going to be less room for the steam to erupt from out of here. And Leofar, I've seen your drip pumping ideas. It looks really interesting. I think I might leave that for another run, because I've already kind of set out how this cool steam vent is. But I'm going to consider it for future run. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and feed polluted water into this room at a low enough rate that it just evaporates instantly with the 200 degree steam. And we keep running the metal refineries, etc. So let's see if this works. So first of all, let's see. So instead of all of this crap, take that out of here. We're going to automate the steam turbines instead. So this can just go here. In fact, I should probably put that thermosensor over where we're actually going to vent the polluted water. I think we probably will still vent it here. Actually, now that I think about it, I could remove these bottle emptiers and then we have some room to put in some vents. That probably makes sense. I don't think we'll want to move this oil. So let's remove these. Cancel that. I'm just gonna, just very quickly, I'm just gonna deconstruct all of that, and then we can modify this piping so that there's like a bridge here, and then we can put the vent here. That should be fairly easy. So let's see. Goes across here. Go like that. This comes out here, and we can do the same thing there. So we're going to put the 2 vents here. I can't just put them there already, can I? No. Yeah, we need to remove this. That's fine. Okay, let's go. I want to get this set up before this stops venting. Because I want to be able to use this room to boil polluted water regardless of whether this is active or not. It occurs to me I might be trying to do slightly too much with this one room, but yeah, whatever. I do have room to actually just expand this into a proper industrial sauna as well. That is definitely something I could do. Like, I could just put a ladder here. But we could keep doing that. I probably will do that, but at a later stage. Hey Neo, how you doing? Weekend stream. I had some free time. I was gonna have a friend round, but we decided not to do that. So these are my plans now. Let's see. Now we can put a vent in here. How are we going to get the polluted water there? Because I could bring it around here. Then I have to move these pipes, which is possible. Think about that in a minute. Because what I could do is I could put a load of bridges here and bring it up instead. And around. Or I could just move this pipe up here, bring it back down here, and then I can just move all the water right there. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. I'm not going to spend all stream working on this again, but the other plan for today is to get the natural gas geyser hooked up and slightly improve our natural gas room design, i.e., don't have the natural gas generators in the same room as the polluted, or have the vent in the same room as the polluted water from the natural gas generators. So that's my main project today, but we're just going to get started just optimizing this a little bit. Yeah, I want to increase our loot numbers a little bit as well. So my logic behind boiling the polluted water instead of boiling the salt water in here is that with cold brine, if we're just trying to turn it into water, we may as well just desalinate it. I mean, we could just run the polluted water through a sieve, but then we end up with food poisoning germs in our air in here. And I mean, I know it's not actually a problem, but I don't want to fill the whole base with food poisoning germs in the air. Like, it just it just doesn't sit right with me. So I guess it's a bit of extra challenge. But if you don't care about that, you could just dump the salt water in here and just sieve the polluted water. Yeah, these guys are pretty quick now. Also, how is this going over here? We have refined metal here now, so I can set up the hydro sensor to this pump. We can start getting this geyser online. In fact, I'm probably just going to dig this out now. First noticed it actually when making liquid blocks, deconstructing tiles above liquid caused some element transfer. Yeah, I basically want to have this room at sort of 200 degrees at all times. And then we'll get a lot of power from this as well. Because this is all feeding onto our power spine. Right, let's see. Separate that. Oh, actually, let's keep that connected because we want that to go through here as well. Oh, right. Yeah. And then what we can do is we can actually just hook up all the water to go through here. And then we can send that down. Yeah, this is turning into some real spaghetti. Somebody touch my spaghetti. You don't see that meme anymore these days. What a shame. That's like some true vintage meme stuff right there. We've got some idols now. Let's see, I want to keep this oil pipe here. This liquid vent I'm going to get rid of. Because we don't need this anymore. Yeah, we're going to put the vents here. I need to move this automation wire again now. So that's the wire for the lamp. I want to keep the thermosensor here. That Megamind meme is a good one too. Right, just deconstruct all of this, you know what? Yeah, just go ahead. So this is the polluted water pipe. We just want that to, let's see, disconnect this. I guess we can reorganize this piping a little bit. Feel like you'll expand the room one down. Well, we're gonna. I think we are eventually going to expand this into an industrial sauna. I think that's the best plan. And we'll put like rock crushers and the molecular forge and things in there. We will make it we'll make it like a 5-tile ceiling. I think that makes sense. So then we need to cut this off here. This pipe can go like this. Oh, wait. No. Why is it sending oil? No! Oh, God. That wasn't supposed to. I guess we can just plumb that out quickly. We do have our resident plumber on hand. Oh, I forgot to disconnect that. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Yeah, don't expect me to do anything useful. So now that means the water needs to come out over here. We're still trying to dump the excess in here. I do still kind of want to connect it over here, but I don't think it's really possible. Oh, wait, no, I'm being stupid. It's very possible. All I need to do is put a bridge here. Yeah, here we go. Geotuning should disable overpressuring. Perhaps geotuning should increase the overpressure threshold by 20% for Geotuner. I think that would be fair. I think that's how they should go about it. So I actually have a new YouTube video idea already, and I may record it tomorrow. It depends how busy I am. But I'm going to make a top 10 things I want ONI to change in the next year. Just my personal like tier list. I might make like a PowerPoint or something and talk through it. But I've got some ideas. Right, so the water, yeah, the water's all gonna come back out here. That's good. I'm a dab hand at PowerPoint slides. Everyone at work calls me the PowerPoint wizard because I'll make like concepts for the engineering structures in PowerPoint, and it'll be like super super pretty, if not measurement accurate, at least very pretty and easy to display to clients. So that's what they like me to do over at work. Let's see, we can remove this. Remove all of these. And now we're sending polluted water to here. Hold on. We need to disable these. They are currently disabled by the lights, but, I mean... Let's actually just disconnect them first. Oh. That caused some lag. So let's see. I want one of these thermosensors to go to the steam turbines, because this is near where we're dumping all the liquid. But actually, let's just deconstruct this stuff quickly. Here we go. I haven't had to give too many actual presentations in a while. I had to give a big presentation on like the huge gas terminal rehall that I've been designing over the last 2 years. And that was pretty fun. But most of the time it's just the slides themselves that are then emailed to people in PDF form. No one has time to attend a presentation. Yeah, I think taking some extra time to rehaul this is going to pay off a lot. We've dumped some polluted water in here, that's fine. It didn't off-gas. This is polluted oxygen from earlier. I don't mind a tiny little bit floating around in here. We're going to try and keep all this pump stuff here for now, so that we can get rid of the remaining polluted oxygen from our experiment yesterday, that didn't, or a couple of days ago, it didn't really pay off. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. So disable this. Givaldo is very happy. Oh, we got idols again. So one of these will control the steam turbines. So let's see. And in fact, I could probably let's just deconstruct all of this. I'm just going to deconstruct all this wire. We're going to come back to this in a minute. The dupes aren't very busy, so they'll just come and do all of this right away. Yeah, if I'm going to put a ladder anywhere, I mean, kind of makes sense to put it here, where the dupes actually come in, rather than over here. Maybe I could do both. I'd have to move the liquid lock again, that would be kind of annoying. Or what I could do is I could just have the ladder here and then have another liquid lock over here. I mean, that's kind of... that's kind of silly, but like, we've already got this here, so we could just use it. You guys are all standing in oil. I didn't tell you to deconstruct a pipe, did I? No. The sound's just like, whoa! With Lindsay. You guys are all still very hot in your suits. That's interesting. Right, let's see. So we want thermosensor here. No, this needs to be... We need an atmo sensor somewhere. Let's see. Hey, my big gamer, how you doing? We are back. We are doing a rare weekend stream because I actually had some free time. So we need to put an ammo sensor here somewhere, and that's going to determine when these things open. I could just put that here. I could even have two. That might make sense. This vent. Do I need this gas vent? Oh, right. That's going... That's dumping the regular steam back in. You know what? Put that here. The dupes are very busy, so we're just getting this room overhauled. Kind of based on the FR suggestions, kind of not. And then we're going to go build the natural gas room. Is there anything else to do in the meantime? You can sweep this up. But yeah, we're going to want to connect these two to this Atmo sensor, and then these two to this Atmo sensor. I think would be sensible. Have it on two different halves. And this is how we're going to make sure that there's a constant presence of a low amount of steam in here, because I think it's just going to make things a lot easier. Being good, it's the weekend after all. It is the weekend. That is very true. So I just want to wire this here. I'm hoping there is just a way for us to wire this here and not have that cause problems. So then the metal refineries. We want those to not turn... So we want to keep this room at 200 degrees, more or less. So I think we need to turn these off if the room gets above... sort of... 210 degrees, maybe? I'm just gonna bridge that here. We're gonna do that. I'm just gonna mirror it. I think what I might actually do is instead of having the kiln here, I might just make a ladder and a fire pole here when we turn this into an industrial sauna. But I'm not gonna do that today. I'm gonna do that probably the stream after this one. At the moment, just having the metal refineries work will be good. So the polluted water can go in here, and we want these vents to turn off if the temperature is... Actually, you know what? Instead of doing that, let's do this. We'll connect these all up to one thermosensor, and then the other will connect up to the vents. Yeah, industrial sauna is really good. We do have steel now. We have 3.3 tons of steel, so pretty good time for that. Aspiring Austrian artist is making more clothes to resemble the clothes he's currently wearing. So Gene gets that. Gene gets some jeans. I need to remember to keep going back and equipping them to people. The only thing about this better tooltip mod is it only lets you select one thing at a time, so you've got to equip clothes one at a time. But that's fine. I don't really mind that specifically. So this will be send green signal if below 210. And then this will be send green signal if above, I don't know, like 135? Press shift, hold shift, then close again. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh my god, that does work. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, right. So this one can go to Lindsay. This one can go to Marie. And this one can go to Pay. Wow, mod functionality. Very nice. Sometimes being able to read pays off. Unfortunately, I don't know how to read. Good old Katarl. Leofar earned a skill point. That seems unlikely. What's Leofar gonna get? I guess ranching 3. Let's see what Leofar is currently doing. Don't mind me. Leofar is the center of attention. Oh, right, they're gonna go learn skill. Yeah, that makes sense. Here you go, Leofar gets a new skill. Insert chip into brain. Now you get your fancier hat. Good job. And then you go sleep. Cool. That was definitely worth cutting away to. Ellie can also get a skill. Yeah, just building seems good. Cool. Got more idols again. Let's see. I want to queue up something just for people to do idly. How is this going? Does not seem to have been done yet. What is Meep currently doing? He's just making more cobalt. That's fine. More water in here. You know, guys, this might actually be a good idea. How about we... Let's just plan this out a little bit. Dig this out. Because this is nice and cool, and it's surrounded by abyss light separating it from the hot oil. We could dig this up, and then you could go in here. Do I have power over here? I mean, yes. Because we could just hook a liquid pump up to one of these and pump more water over to the base. It's just a geode full of water. It's kind of weird. We'll want power here eventually because we're going to tame this sulfur geyser and get more water. So this seems worth doing. We just want all of this water actually, so no need to put a sensor on this. Oh, whoops. Yeah, just go through here. Just dig all of this. And go up here. Where is all this piping going? I don't think all this... let's see. Well, that's not going anywhere anymore. I don't think I want to connect anything to that at all. Go around it. Yeah, just go up here. There you go. Yeah, and that could be emergency water to go into the spawn. That seems good. And we're gonna priority 5 that. That's not urgent at all. Then, oh, I can unpause it. Make this priority 5 as well. Loving dupes' happy faces when they get the new hat. Yeah, they're really good. This game is very cute. I think that's one of the main reasons I play it over other games. I mean, obviously the gameplay is excellent, but the cute, positive aesthetic is also very appreciated in this day and age. Like, everyone just seems happy to be here. Right, where is this wire going? Just caught myself supplying. Right, so that's hydrogen, that's consumer, that's consumer. So we can hook up to one of these top 2. So let's make some iron conductive bridges, and then we can just hook this on here. Play for the dupes, even if they're stupid. It's very true. The fact that they're stupid doesn't mean they're not industrious. It doesn't mean they're not cute. They're worth all the effort. So send green signal if above 1000, I would say. Then we can re-enable these, I think. I think what I might want to do is have a valve to control the polluted water flow rate as well, just in case. So we'll put that here. Okay. Oh, my computer screen's showing here. There we go. Yeah, that's all priority 5, that's good. And then we can disconnect these, and that can go here. Cool. These poor Baku. They've been here a long time in the ethanol. I keep hearing people talking about the trees, ethanol stuff. That seems really interesting, but I think I'm gonna really go hard on that on a different run, like on another forest planet run where we just start with a load of trees. I mean, I know I could probably do it now in this playthrough, but I don't think that's the main objective of this playthrough. No, we will stay here long. What I mean is, like, I'm not sure I'm going to need it in the immediate future, and there's other stuff I want to do first in this playthrough. And, like, that's most of the stuff in the game. So, what I'm basically saying is I'm not going to go super hard on the ethanol generation stuff, I don't think. Or at least I'm not going to prioritize it. We may end up doing it later, but it would be a long time later, I think, unless we need to survive. You guys are using these again because temperature is below 210. That's good. We're getting steam in here. That's good. Send green signal if above 1000. Okay, so we've just got steam in here now. That's good. We have crude oil. We have crude oil on this one tile. Okay. Sweep that up, please. And then copy that across. Yeah, get some more heat going in here just for now. I'm going to set these to do wolframite tungsten as well, because we're definitely going to... We want the properties of wolframite. There's metal ore. Doesn't seem to have any specific properties. So I think we do just want to turn it all into tungsten. So let's set this as well. Because I basically don't want to turn these off. Like, for the foreseeable future. We have 6 tons of wolframite as well, so we can turn that into tungsten. Good job, Steve. Yeah, steam temperature in here is climbing. So let's enable these again. So that they run off the automation rather than loops turning them on or off. And... let's see. So we know that the geyser here... Oh. We don't know anything about the geyser here. We need 3 kilograms per second on average is a fairly reasonable estimate. So that's what I'm going to set this pipe to. Although I realize it's not going to come out of here. It's going to like build up in here. It's not going to flow continuously, I imagine. We'll see if it flows continuously. Hook that up, hook that up. Yeah, polluted water from the teleporter. We feeding the plants again? I guess we are just to consume stuff off the map. I'm going to put a bridge here. Because I think I'm going to want to prioritize feeding this over... feeding the oxygen over feeding the plants in general. Right, so now we're dumping polluted water in here. So it seems like that is evaporating pretty quickly. Yeah, we aren't getting any polluted oxygen in here. So that's working as intended. I think dumping it onto the airflow tile is also pretty helpful, I guess. I don't know. But this seems to be working as intended. Yeah, this will help keep the water production up. And eventually this is going to be germy polluted water. This is one of those cases where I wish the temperature overlay was more customizable. Okay, that's definitely going to be one of my top 10 things I want them to change in ONI. Let us program this. Let us select the bounds for these colors. Please. And let us select from presets for different cases. That would be so useful. I'm gonna activate this. Who is gonna activate this? Bert's right here. That's good. This is gonna start erupting again. Hello, NPC no name 1213. Hope you're doing well. Temperature overlay in colorblind mode looks very strange. You know, I haven't really seen much of colorblind mode in this game. But I do find it a little bit odd that you have temperature, which is very handy. Thermal tolerance. I guess this is handy, like, early on for telling if the dupes are going to get chilly and stressed as a result of that. But I don't generally find the thermal tolerance overlay very useful at all. Although it does look quite pretty. It's not often you look at the map and it looks like this. I find it kind of funny how, like, this half of the liquid where it's being heated by the gold volcano is really hot and then this half is really cold. Or it's not even cold, it's just not comfortable because it's below body temperature. But yeah, I don't use this overlay very much. And then state change. I guess this could be useful, but the range, like, I feel like trying to tell the difference between green and cyan just isn't, like, there's not enough difference for it to be useful. And I'm very, I like to fiddle with color maps a lot. When I was doing my PhD research, I think I probably spent months trying to find the best color maps to show my data in my thesis. I've got my thesis on my bookshelf. Right, so what's going on here? This is disabled by the automation grid because, yeah, the steam room is too cold. This is glitched. That's very annoying. But it looks like the room's working properly. This is erupting at the moment. We had a brief belch of polluted water out of both these vents. But that didn't seem to cause any polluted oxygen to come about. We want to make sure that this room runs and we don't get polluted oxygen. If we do get any, we could remove it with this, but I don't really want to run this. And which field have I done my PhD in? So that was in sand avalanches. So I had a big lab set up where I had a giant ramp. Yeah, you can see here it's not sticking around as polluted water. That's good. So I did sand avalanches down a massive ramp in the laboratory, and then I did supercomputer simulations of that. So a lot of my data was trying to turn like millions of particles into actual parameters for avalanches, like how thick was it, how fast was it moving, how did that vary across the avalanche. It was pretty pog. Yeah, I did enjoy it, and that on the wall is actually my PhD and my master's, because someone suggested that I should frame it instead of having it in a carrier bag. And I agree with them. Like, at the time when I did it, I wasn't super eager to show it off. Like, I did enjoy it, and it was a lot of hard work, and it was a lot of fun. But I didn't feel like because I ended up going into something completely unrelated, I didn't feel like it was that practical. But now I look back on it, I'm really glad I did it. Like, I could get a job anywhere, but doing a PhD is, like, not a very common experience, and I think I'm richer for it. If not in terms of money, then in terms of academic experience. But yeah, this is working as intended. We're boiling polluted water in here. This doesn't appear to be over-pressurizing. Steam turbines are handling it all pretty well. I'm pretty satisfied with this. We'll come back and look at it if we need to, but I think this is working now. We don't need these bridges anymore. But I'm going to leave them here anyways, because it looks cool. Temperature of these. I think we've got enough conduction going on here as well. I could make this all radiant pipe if I really wanted. But there's not a lot of gas up here anyways for conductivity. What type of gas is this? It's just oxygen with a few mixed bits in it. I'm not going to worry about it. This seems fine. As before, when the salt water, or when the brine in this case, gets hot enough, it goes over to the copper volcano, or the cobalt volcano, where it gets boiled. I need to sort this out properly. But let's have a look at the power overlay first. I mean, the batteries are all full, which is good. This is where all the power sources on the base connect into, and then the consumers take it from here. But if we look at the colony report, we're basically breaking even on power. Like the steam power, the hydrogen generators. We're basically breaking even. There's a little bit of steam turbine overproduction. So if we hook up any, like, a lot of it is hydrogen, we get a little bit of steam. There's still a lot of coal generation going on. And I kind of want to... I mean, coal generation's alright, but this is heat in the base. I mean, base is pretty decent temperature. We have our cold gas up here, our cold oxygen. This part of the map's pretty nice temperature. The base is getting hotter. Weird seeing base game big map after playing Moonlit Cluster so much space. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, this is what our temperature overlay looks like. So I think what I'm going to do now, before I move on, is I'm going to insulate these pipes. Because we don't really need to cool down this part of the map. We want to cool down the base. So let's make this all insulated now. You know, while the dupes need things to do. And then once it's actually in the base, I don't care. We have so much igneous rock, I don't mind insulating all this pipe. Probably should have done this a long time ago, but I didn't really feel the need. I'll give you guys something to do. Right, let's see. I'm glad I've got the thermo nullifier working as well. I'm really glad I built that into the design well. As I said previously, like in future, I'm gonna have the hydrogen generators up here and the pitcher pumps down here. So this room would go up like this instead. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. We did fill it with hydrogen, and then all the hydrogen leaked out when we had to drop some liquid on these electrolyzers. So I'm not going to bother refilling that. Just full of oxygen and various gases now, but it does the job. So, how's this going? I mean, they're probably not doing it because I told them it wasn't that important. It's probably worth going and digging some more iron up. Because we're down to about 32 tons, which is a lot, but we're making steel constantly, so I want to keep extracting the iron from the map. Yeah, keep making spiffy overalls. Yeah, I've got the next snazzy suit. Cool. So let's have a look at the metals overlay. So we want to go grab all of this stuff. So let's just set up some priority 9 digs to go do this. I don't want to dig up the obsidian if I can help it, but I don't think we can really help it. Yeah, then go grab this. And then there's a load of it down here. This is the main benefit of Badlands. Is there's huge veins of refined iron in the barren biomes. They're really not that barren. Like, I mean, eventually you'll have all the iron volcanoes hooked up, so it's not that big a deal. But like, until then, this is great, and we should absolutely milk it for all it's worth. I don't know exactly how that's going to look. I mean, what we could do is we could do that, and then maybe they can get in here and get all of this? I guess we'll see. Well, I know we're going to want all of these. I'll just dig these and then go from there. You could technically get twice as much iron by heating up the area with like a magma volcano and melting it all, but I'm not going to bother to do that. If it was a non-renewable resource, maybe, but it is renewable once we get to the frozen asteroid. In fact, we've got iron volcanoes on these planets as well, so I should actually just do something with them at some point. Now that should be accessible. We can grab this. Let's see. I'm gonna dig this out like this. That should work. I wonder when we'll start to see... Ah, people are already digging in here. Cool. I like it. There's a big vein up here as well we should grab. It's like melting a rust biome. Theoretically possible, but... I might try that. Like, just to try it. It sounds entertaining. We got some hatches. Let's grab those guys. How's our stone hatch operation going? We've not got too many. Oh, right. Are we on most of these stone hatches now? Not yet. We've got lots of stone hatchlings up here that are hatching from the eggs. We're trying to replace all of our hatches, and they should eventually starve. I could just attack them all at this point. And then we're going to start feeding these guys igneous stuff. Hey Clubstep, how you doing? So we finally made a niobium geyser tamer. Bad part is it uses a trick pump with visco gel. Cool. Oh look, there's more iron over here. So much of it over here. It's crazy. Right, you know what? Let's just do this. Come in here and grab it like that. That should be able to grab all of this. And then just dig that out. You can go up here. You can go up here. You should be able to grab a lot of this just like that. Then how do we get over here? We need to... Make a ladder here somewhere. Liam, building plus 12. Building impaired. Nice. I'm going to start taking more dupes again now that we're boiling polluted water. Let's see. I don't really want doctoring. More puffs. I don't mind having more puffs. I don't want unconstructive. This is just pretty bad. Yeah, I'm just going to take the puffed eggs. So what are we going to do? Gene, exosuit training, very nice. Gripmaster can have... Why have I put farming on you? Oh, you've got husbandry. Yeah, you can minor in husbandry. Did I miss one? I did, Annabelle. Annabelle can have building. Right, Meep, have you hooked up the geyser yet? No, you've not done any of this. You're currently running on a wheel. Then you're going to go store cobalt. Yeah, you've done all of this here. I should have actually just coerced the plug slugs into a room. That would have been a good idea. Maybe what I'll do is I'll round up plug slug eggs and I'll put them up here. That could be something to do. But I just want me to do this first. Let's make this priority 8. Back to you there. New question. Why can't you tame Niobium Volcano with regular steam room setup? I have no idea. I've not got that far, unfortunately. If we get really far in this playthrough, I'll try and find out, but I've not actually used a Niobium Volcano before. Bug bucket time. But yeah, Clubstep seems to know about Niobium volcanoes. Ooh, look at the brown piping. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Except for the fact that the graphic for the vents is not really changing. Like, we are dumping polluted water in here to fill this room up as needed. We'll get loads more iron from this. We're already up to 40 tons. So let's see. Yeah, I want you guys to finish that first, then I guess this doesn't need to be priority 9. We'll make this priority 5 digging. Slowly grab all of this. There's more iron over here as well. Let me just dig this out. There's bits and bobs over here as well. We'll just go through the obsidian for that one. There we go. Good old Amari. We can't have too many Amaris. Who's gonna get the next primo garb? Gwyn. So let's start planning out the natural gas room. We know this is going to be the entrance over here, roughly. I guess I'll put the entrance here, and then we'll just expand it out here. So, make this insulated. Not like this. That comes here. It will just be natural gas in this room, and we'll put the power generators in a separate room. We'll pressurize it with hydrogen so that we don't get it confused. And then we'll let the natural gas generators produce the polluted water, and then it won't off gas because the gas pressure will be too high. But yeah, I've heard Nibum volcanoes are complicated because they erupt like a magma volcano, but with metal. So the quantities are all different, and it just tiles up very easily. Yeah, we'll put oil here. We could literally just make everything in here out of steel and have it go up to 150 degrees. That's fine. So I guess we just insulate all of this too. And I feel like we just make this a wide room. This will be the actual bottom of the base. Potentially. Stupid volcano. Larry the volcano. We'll have to do something with this. We'll have to make like a little petroleum boiler and fit it in this gap. And then put an oil... Well, we won't need an oil refinery at all. We can put an oil refinery here for now, and then later on we'll just build a petroleum boiler here, and we'll just hook it up. Is this a minor volcano or a regular volcano? It's a massive volcano. So it's a regular volcano. Yeah. Rock gas from obsidian. Yeah, you know you're building a really good build when you've got rock gas. Yeah, let's fill this with oil. We don't need a huge amount, so just go grab some spare oil off the map. We can start digging this out too, so go ahead and do this. And once we fill this with oil, we'll just very quickly pump the CO2 out of here. And then this is just natural gas in here, and oh, and a bit of chlorine. There's always a bit of chlorine in these rooms. What a pain. We could probably actually just tile in the chlorine. And then just make it pure natural gas. Actually, hold on. Stop. Stop. Pump this first. We'll just hook it up to this wire. Sorry, some dupes are going to have to go in the ethanol tank to do this, I think. It's fine. Yeah, in hindsight, I shouldn't have made this out of sandstone, because it's like one tile off from, like, overpressurizing. Sandstone is not very strong. You want to use granite for big, tall water tanks, because it's just stronger. You want to make... I don't know exactly how the game determines which tiles are better against pressure damage. I mean, I get the feeling that harder to dig materials are better. but I don't know. Liquid niobium will form a tile of solid niobium when cooled a mere 50 kilograms of mass. Yeah, yeah, it's just very fiddly by the sounds of it. Who's doing this? We do need people to do this. There's no pending deliveries. I guess we already dropped off all the oil. Oh, whoops, that's not what we want. We want enable auto bottle. There you go. Uses the material hardness value. Oh, okay. So that is what I thought. Interesting. I'm sure someone did a video where they built like the tallest tanks possible out of each of the materials. I think it was Francis John. But I usually just build everything out of granite anyways for the decor, so I usually don't hit that problem. Ooh, we got lots of food again. How is the food storage? Yeah, it's all deep frozen, that's good. This has worked an absolute treat. This column is kind of heating up, but not really. The cold CO2 geysers are still doing their job, although they are dormant at the moment, but I mean, whatever. I also need to hook this up somewhere, the cool salt slush geyser. But I think now that we're boiling polluted water, this valve isn't actually doing anything, because this is just going to flood as soon as possible, and then it's going to stop when it gets below temperature. So, this valve doesn't really do much in hindsight, but if we do continuously dump water in here, it will stop dumping too much. I'm just glad we haven't ended up with stuff in there. Awaiting coolant. I need to put more coolant in here. That was easy. Coolant do we have in here? There's some hotter stuff that's coming out. I have to go close it off again in a minute. The tallest tank possible in ONI is a 9999 times 9999 with viscogel and neutronium. Cool. What is the largest asteroid size? I think it's like in the hundreds. Like this is like hundreds by hundreds of tiles, I imagine. We've got oil in here, that's good. How about a liquid lock? Let's vent this very quickly and then we'll start excavating all of this. We know that the exit is going to be over here. So I'm just going to tile this very quickly. Oh, that's a good question. Why did I put this here? Should have put it over there. Even with debug, you're going to be a couple 8,000 tiles short. Just a tad. Yeah, I'll put the liquid lock here instead. And then that way, if we ever want to extend these ladder chutes down, for some reason, we can. Although, the teleport's kind of in the way here anyways. I don't know, I just wanted to get in here and vent this first. Just make a pocket we can vent and then... You know, it might even be quicker just to tile this all up. I don't know, we've already built most of the infrastructure, but we'll just do that. Hey, Uglavis, how you doing? Thanks for the 6 months. Thank you again for the continued support. Hope you're doing well. You're a Twitch subscriber, and you're a Twitch founder, which means on the Discord server, you get a special heading as well. I updated that this week. So we can always tell when you're online. Yes, I'm good. I actually have some free time at the weekend. So we are going to build a natural gas room today. We did a little bit of tweaking of our steam room so we could... Oh, god damn it. This didn't work. This didn't work after all. Got polluted water in here. We got a large amount of steam. But why isn't this working? So, send green signal if above 135. It's not. Oh, it's because we're filling it with cold oil. Yeah, that's why it broke. Okay. You can stop that now. We'll get boiling this again. Thankfully, the steam pressure in here is high enough at the moment that it's not. I think we can. In fact, let's just sweep this up quickly. Just very quickly. But yeah, that cooled down the room enough by force that it bypassed these systems. Rip. Yeah, someone was very generous and donated 5 gift subs during my stream where I did that building tier list discussion. So we're actually at 9 subs now. And if I get to 15, I'll get more emote slots. And there's this animated emote that I really want to add that I posted today. So once we hit our follower goal, I'm going to change it to a sub goal and we'll see if we have any luck with that. Yeah, heat this up again, please. In terms of grabbing the polluted water, where are we actually sending polluted water again from those things? I think we're just dumping it over here. This isn't a very permanent solution. Ugh. I should just set up a pitcher pump by the teleporter, I think. Be a good idea. Hermit's still in here. Enjoying himself. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. I'll just put an airflow tile here. We'll have a bottle emptier here. We'll put a pump here. And then we'll just connect that on. And have it go like this. So it prioritizes polluted water that we dump from across the map into feeding the plants and then boiling it again. By the time it goes through this whole pipe, the temperature of that room will have changed, so it seems like a better system than just dumping it in some random cold biome somewhere. And I don't want this inside the base. I could put it here, but I mean, considering everyone leaves the base here, this is pretty close to. There are some extensions that let you add emotes for everyone to use. I've seen better Twitch TV. I'm not really familiar with a lot of that stuff, but I should probably have a look into it. Are you done with this? You are. So I think we're going to get some polluted oxygen here again, because this is going to start off gassing at some point. Or is it just going to evaporate? I hope it just evaporates. That would be ideal. yeah, but 7 TV. Yeah, I don't have that. Yeah, it just evaporates. Okay, that's good. I guess I kind of solved that problem for us. Output pipe full. God damn it. Done it again. We need to remove a lot of crude oil. Okay, this should be high priority, getting this built. Yeah, that is. And then in terms of power, how are we going to power that? Just with this wire, I imagine. Maybe this wire. Yeah, we'll just send this wire up here. That's fine. This wire, that wire. I need to keep an eye on that one. Yeah, it looks like we've actually done most of this iron digging. I did lay this out in such a way that they were able to dig it. So we've got 80 tons of iron again. It's that easy. There's so much more of this iron down here as well. We can just keep blitzing through this whenever we want. No more geysers. I think we have found all of the geysers on this asteroid. There's copper in there as well. Did I actually open this? No, let's get someone to open this. Yeah, we're gonna have to get this down to like 0. Annoying. We got food poisoning germs in the steam, but they're all dying off because of the heat, which is fair enough. Let's check on Meep while we're waiting for that. So have you actually done this yet? You have. Good. Well, we don't have food field research. This needs to go to above 50 so that it's pumping nice and neatly. We need more power here. I need to make a resource list for this planet, so let's actually do that. Fertilizer, phosphorite. Coal is relevant here. This list is not going to be very long compared to the list on the other planet. Dirt is relevant. Sand is relevant. These are relevant. Metal ore is relevant. I don't think algae is relevant. Mud and polluted mud are probably relevant. And polluted dirt, because we're probably going to harvest those at some point here. I don't think any of these are relevant. Cobalt is... yeah, that'll do. So we don't have any coal here. So to generate some power and get Meep off this wheel, we are going to need to harvest these plug slugs a bit better. He's just mingling at the moment. He's not doing anything. So I think what I need to do is I need to put some tiles. I need to put some doors here. Deconstruct this. And then we'll put a... You don't have any wrangling, but we'll just put plug slug eggs in here and eventually just run off plug slugs. Maybe. I don't know. Right, are you done with this yet? No. Another 80 kilos. You know what? I'm just going to speed through this quickly. I don't want to extract more oil out of this pipe than we need to, because I want the pipe to be circulating as much as possible. There you go. Right, I think that will do. Yeah. That's good. Better Twitch TV gives you 50 free emote slots, 7TV gives 300, but I imagine the biggest constraint will be coercing people to use extensions. That's the thing that kind of puts me off using those, is that not everyone will have the extensions, and then if people are spamming like Joel the fish a lot, then anyone who doesn't have the extension is just going to see the text Joel over and over again. I don't know. I like the fact that on Twitch it is universal. But I don't know, I'll have a think. Skill points. Exosuit training, nice. Everyone needs exosuit training. Except possibly Meep. I think Meep can get away with not being. Run can have digging. Travado, I'm just going to give you a hat now. You're going to get the exosuit hat. The haircut jokes, I think, have run long enough. So I think what I should do is I should hook up the other cool, cool salt slush geyser with insulated pipe and dump it in here. But I'm going to do the natural gas first. You guys can't actually access this, can you? No. Hmm. There you go. But I want to get this done first because we want a little bit more power generation. Are we on the gold front? We've got enough gold for another floor. Look at the traffic overlay. Yeah, this is definitely a gold floor. Territory. We can do this one too. Nice. I like how the gold floors look with the True Tiles mod, like with the gold stars. It's a very nice aesthetic for the base. And eventually we're going to replace all of these floors, but we're going to do it as needed for the traffic overlay. Wow, it looks like everyone's been running up here today. Oh, I know what it is. It's because dupes have been like running one-off times to these random bits where they're digging out materials. So it makes everything else look red in comparison today. That's fine. Well, we knew we were going to need to replace all of this eventually anyways. But at least we know to prioritize these upper bedrooms here. I really like the metal tiles. A, the decor from gold tiles is great. B, 50% extra run speed is very good. C, conductive, so helps reduce heat pockets in the base. Helps even out the temperature a little bit. Hopefully the temperature is starting to decrease a bit now that we're sending all the oxygen through insulated pipes here. Right, let's have a look at these quickly. The oxygen's coming out of here at minus degrees. That's interesting. The oxygen here is at relatively high temperatures, but then the brine coolant is interfacing with the pipe, so it seems to cool down immediately once it goes into the pipe, because it's running past the radiant liquid pipe. Even though it's in insulated gas pipe, it seems to cool. Or maybe just this one cell. Oh, I see. The one cell where it's actually pumping. No? No, the oxygen is just that cold. The oxygen is cold in this pump, and it's warmer in this pump. Oh, right, because the heat is leaking through here. I see. And then that averages out, and then the actual oxygen temperature is much lower than I thought it was. Oh, well, that's fine. Looks like they can't quite get over here. So we'll build some ladders there too. But yeah, this should cool down the base significantly. I want the whole base to have this nice green color. And it looks like I just need to build one ladder over here as well. And people should be able to go over here. And in terms of this, the dude should be able to get over here. So then we can just dig this out like this. And then we can keep digging up here. Seems okay. I think oxygen exchanges heat pumps. Yes, that may also be true. So much iron. This is a bit of a funny arrangement here with this oil, this massive pocket of oil in here. Yeah, this oil is pressurized very weirdly. Look at this. Like, whoa, yeah, look at that. So what on earth is going on with this oil? I'd like to see the flow flow diagram for this. If I release this lead, it's just going to go crazy. Well, I mean, this is all oil down here anyway, so I'm not really that fussed. But we want to get in here as well. So we may as well dig this out. Yeah, come down here, and then this seems good. And then, yeah, then like that. I feel like I've gotten very good at being able to tell which tiles need to be dug out to get places. So if we leave that there, then that should be fine. And then the dupes can come down here. And then we can do that. Then I'll come here, and then we can go down here. Do not open. I'm gonna admit, I'm tempted. I just want to open it. It's not that high pressure. It's just that one tile, more or less. It would probably fill like this bit over here. Look at all this iron. I didn't even notice all this. Right, we're gonna just dig this easy to grab stuff up as well. It's literally up for grabs. There's just so much of it. Moolah. In fact, that's going to be slightly annoying. That's going to cut off access over there. I'll put a ladder here. Or we can maximum have a pressure of 880. Yeah, so this is all higher than normal pressure. Absolutely. I wonder why oil bombs don't seem to happen on small maps. I mean, at first I thought this was an oil geode, but there's no diamond here, so I think it's just natural biome formation. It's kind of crazy. Gene and Bert. Diggers on patrol. Yeah, just grab this. In fact, if you dig in here, then you can go down here, dig over here, dig up here, grab this as well. Yeah, you can climb up there. And then that's all of the iron from this part. Let's pricing iron that. I want to explore the rest of the map as well, and we may as well grab the iron on the way. Come on, just build that wire, please. What's the priority at the moment on the construction? Not very much. So you guys should build that wire pretty quickly. I guess I don't really want to go through the obsidian because it's hard to dig, but at this point I may as well. So let's see. Go down here, grab that. And then I guess let's see. This probably makes the most sense. Just have some regularly spaced bits here for them to climb on. Yeah, let's just dig out all the granite. Your logistics decisions are giving me anxiety. Surely not a dupe will get lost in the cave. No, I think we're okay. They're all in exosuits anyways. Like, I mean, there's a lot of carbon dioxide down here. We've literally been filling up the entire map with carbon dioxide from these geysers for like eons. Like, if I go on the gas overlay, like, this is what the map looks like. It's like Apart from the, like, there's oxygen in the base, and there's oxygen in this random pocket up here that we were going in without Atmo suits for a while. And there's oxygen up here, I guess. But apart from that, we're really trying to just squeeze out all of the other gases with the carbon dioxide in those geysers. Oh, you dug that tile anyways, didn't you? Well, whatever. It'll take a bit longer to vent this room, but that's fine. We're not in a rush. We're just chilling. I needed to queue up all these digs at some point anyway, so we might as well do it now while people aren't too busy. There's another door in here. I think I need to get someone to wander over here. Can you just come in here, please? Rivaldo. I do not want a random unknown pocket. Oh, wait, no. There you go. Ooh, water. That's cool. I don't think that's worth a pump, is it? I mean, it's pretty nearby. If we're setting up this pipe anyways, I might as well just put a pump here as well. But again, this is low priority. But it's like, why not? Why not? Yeah, then I can go there. Ooh. Who's gonna get printed, or what's gonna get printed? You're a buff farmer with building impaired. I don't want to take anyone with building impaired. It's just bad. You're an early bird suit-wearing rancher that's a pacifist. That's pretty good. Maybe we'll probably take another Turner. I don't want another anemic dude, especially not a suit-wearing anemic. That's so bad. We have pip eggs as well. We could get some pips. I think the suit-wearing rancher is pretty good. Early bird as well. We'll print Turner. I'm going to try and get up to 40 dupes now, I think. Or maybe 35. Because we still need a little bit more oxygen for 40 dupes, I think. So we have Turner. Turner will definitely be on the early bird schedule. Yes. And priorities, they will prioritize ranching mostly. We're going to need more ranchers. And skills, yeah, you got that. So Catalina is going to have probably just grilling 2, realistically. Here you go. Pip. we have a pip over here. Here's the colony's resident pip. They just go and take stuff out of these storage bins, and then the autosweeper puts it back in. Except for this one. The pip doesn't bother. No one puts stuff back in this one. He's very happy. Yeah, he's like the colony mascot. Unfortunately, I removed the critter rename mod. But if I put it back on, then maybe someone can be this pip. Or if someone redeems points, I'll put the mod back on. I'll see if it works, and we'll name the pip. I'm so excited to get this puffed plushie. It's going to go right there. And then when people... I'll reduce the channel point redemption to about 30,000 points. And then if someone redeems the puffed moment, I'll grab the puffed plushie and give it a good squeeze into the microphone. You know. I told my friends about this yesterday at the party, and they were like, Matt, I can't believe you've got these types of people watching your stream. They're just going to watch you have a farting plushie. There's nothing wrong with that. What do you mean output pipe full? I need to grab another lot of oil out of here. Grab that quickly. I'm very satisfied with this room now. This was well worth the effort to set up. Okay. Is this not going to flow now? Yes, and yes. Well, iron here as well. Layer is very slow. Oh, you can't access any of this? Okay. That's fine. Here you go. Playing with Niobium in sandbox mode. Cool. I don't use sandbox mode a lot. The only thing I use sandbox mode for is editing videos where I'm just showing dupes doing stupid things. Like those meme videos. I probably should consider it at some point. I need to come through here as well. Probably just do this. It's fine. Apparently there's no textures for refined carbon tiles. Whoops. Yes, there's a few tiles in the game that don't have unique textures. So I actually have a mod. I'm going to save it very quickly to show you this, just because. So I have the True Tiles mod, which recolors certain tiles based on what the material is, and you've seen that so far. But if I go to the main menu and I show you the mods, I have something called missing, I think it's called missing textures, and someone basically made some extra textures for all these elements. So, yeah, here it is, missing element textures. So just give me a sec.
Thanks for the follow.
Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. Jay Valiant, welcome.
Hello there.
Hello there. Right, let me just share this quickly. Yeah, here we are. So here's the textures that they changed. So algae, coal, and corium have these textures. Not that you ever see corium, really. Genetic ooze and aerogel share the texture of algae. What is aerogel? I've never seen aerogel. Refined carbon and bitumen. I think these are elements that aren't actually in the game, but are technically programmed. But they've all been given unique textures as part of the True Tiles mod with this supplementary mod. Not that you're ever really going to be building stuff out of genetic ooze, but like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. Cobalt is definitely one where having its own texture is probably useful. And brine ice having a separate texture to regular ice is also very useful. Carbon fiber, that's interesting. Okay. Let's go back to the game. Ignore what you saw, you didn't see anything. There we go. I mean, I might need that just to see Brian. Ha ha ha. Yes. Yes, exactly. I think it's very useful. Yes, we're doing Badlands. Badlands Boffins. Thank you for watching on YouTube. YouTube has got a load of traffic recently. I feel like getting to the 1,000 subscribers needed to make partner is actually achievable now. And I am going to make more YouTube-specific content as well. Because I do enjoy making it. And the next video is going to be top 10 things I want to see in ONI over the next year. I am really glad that the devs are developing stuff, and they are listening. They're definitely listening. Wrong game. Here we go. So that's going to go up sometime over the next 2 weeks, depending on what else I'm doing. I may even have time to record it tomorrow. But I just need to put together the slides, because I want to have some slides explaining my ideas. PowerPoint wizardry. Yeah, I guess we'll just continue digging this for now. Let's see, so... probably just dig that out like this. Then we don't need to worry about that. The thing I'm not sure about is how they decide what to add. We just get an announcement that beta test is available. Oh, this is, yeah, I don't expect them to actually implement any of this. I mean, they can if they want, and I'd be very honored. But, like, it's just basically my wish list. Like, some of them will be very practical to implement, and some of them won't be very practical to implement. We'll leave it at that. Grab all of that. Let's see. So they come down here, they come down onto here. They come down onto that one. Yeah, I'll probably just dig it like that. Did you know that plastic and refined phosphorus share the same texture? No, I didn't. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. And then we can go a little further down here. We can grab this. We're gonna meet in the middle with Gene. Come down here, grab that. And then we can come down here, grab this. I've gotten very good at figuring this out, I think. Grab all of this stuff. This is partly just so I can see in this area of the map as well and figure out what's going on. We can climb up here, that's all good. And that will probably do for now. Yeah, so that's erupting, and we're prioritizing feeding from the geyser. Environmental polluted water is pretty much done. There's some random pockets. There's a little bit over here, which we can pour in. So let's just do that. Dig that out. Dig that out as well. Not any up there. There's a cool slush geyser here. I'm not really sure I want to boil the cool slush geyser out, but... You know you can melt abyss light by turning them into insulation, then making insulation drywall, or temperature plates and geotuning a tungsten volcano. No, I did not know that. Substep, I think all of the stuff that you look at is much later game than I've ever gotten. I'm too much of a speed one slowpoke. I am yet to reach these things. But I do look forward to it. And it will happen someday. Right. I want to grab this polluted water, but that's not a huge priority. This polluted water over here is going to be a pain, because we want to... This is where we're accessing the regular water. Who's idle? Stephen Frank. I'm just going to leave meat for now. He's got stuff to do. Why is Stephen Frank idle? You actually run out of things to do. You have. Okay, well that's good, because we finished the vacuum in here. So we can deconstruct this. And then... Am I actually going to continue this down here? Outside of the base? Let's see. Yes, we are, because it runs right past the teleporter. Okay, cool. We'll do that. We'll hook up like a transit tube and stuff there as well. So we will actually move this liquid lock over. And now I can do so without worrying about leaking natural gas out. Dang, soda fountains 480 watts. Yeah, it takes a lot of power to force all that carbon dioxide into the water, I guess. Not very realistic. Like, soda streams don't use a huge amount of power in real life, do they? But I guess the building's got to have a bit more of a caveat for how much morale and science it gives you. But yeah, we should hook up some more recreation rooms at some point as well. We'll do that after we've set up the natural gas. Because then we'll have the power to run a few more things. So yeah, this will be an entrance. We can make this floor here. What's I doing over here? Yeah, that's going to be a liquid lock as well. We'll make this insulated tile. If you have a tungsten volcano, why would you melt insulation into tungsten? That's a very good question. Yeah, food's doing pretty well now. The bog buckets have kind of stopped growing because they aren't getting any polluted water anymore. It's fine. We'd rather boil it if we can. We've entered the zero resources meta where we just have to try and burn resources. Not and just so there's zero resources left on the map in any way, shape, or form. That would be an interesting challenge. Like, how many resources could you actually just delete from the game via gameplay mechanics until your dupes just died? Or you could make it so that you only survive with geysers, and then you try to delete all of the other resources like rock and metal and stuff until like there was as little left as possible to survive. I mean, that's definitely a challenge. The thing is, there's a lot of challenges you can do in this game, but I don't think many of them would be that interesting. Yeah, aspiring Austrian artist and Stinky are coming to deliver oil. I could just sweep this up. Well, I can't sweep this one up, but we'll sort that out later. A little bit of natural gas has come out here. That's fine. I could just put a little gas pump there. Could even put a mini gas pump there. Re-pump it into this room. Wouldn't that be amusing? There we go. How silly. It's the epitome of luxury is using one of these things. Yeah, there you go. That's enough oil for that. So my current run, I didn't bother making a distillite melter. You know what? Me neither. I haven't bothered making the distillite melter yet either. I definitely know how to make one. Well, I mean, I do, but it's just like a metal refinery, isn't it? And stuff. You made a distillite melter in DLC and then later realized that it was outcompeted by an actual volcano. Yeah, I'm not really used to. I haven't. This is why I didn't tier the tungsten and the Niobium volcanoes on my tier list. Is A, because they're late game and they don't factor into your early game decision making, which is what that tier list was about. But also, I just haven't ever used one, and it's still weird to me to think that they're actually in the game. So hopefully we'll do that at some point. We've currently got. Oh, I need to add tungsten to this list. Because we've been refining all our wolframite. And I'm probably just going to remove wolframite from the list and put tungsten on there instead. Yeah, there we go. There'll be wolframite on other planets if we need it for something very specific. Tungsten. Right, so now we can actually start exploring this room a little bit. I do want to build a liquid lock over here as well, so let's dig all of this out. And once we've set that up here, yeah, I can remove these now as well. Then we can just dig into this room and fill this with all the infrastructure we need. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have the natural gas generators in the room with the vent this time. Because I don't want the polluted oxygen to off-gas at any point and break the whole room. I'm just going to separate it off. Fun fact, Seed Zero never has world traits. That seems right. That seems cosmically right. That is the case. Yeah, there you go. Just remove plant. Remove plant, Rowan. Who's going to remove plant? Steve. Where's Steve? He's all the way up here. Is this sort of actually working? We're not getting any lucid oxygen here, are we? No. Looks kind of bizarre. Unless like a tungsten volcano is like in Tentaza's starting biome and you have no other refined metal volcanoes of your asteroids. God, that'd be a weird start. Just starting with a tungsten volcano and nothing else. Sweep those up, please. Let's see. We set up this pitcher pump here now, so this needs to be lucid water. That should be a 9. And then we should go and turn this one off. So there you go. This ice did not quite cool this down enough. But it's not really a problem. There's so much CO2 everywhere that stuff is just not off-gassing outside the base anymore, which is exactly how I like it. So I'm definitely going to want to make an infinite storage in here. We'll figure out where everything's going to go. I am going to put in an oil refinery here, just initially, so that we can generate some petroleum for things. Or do we have petroleum for things? I don't think we do. No, we've not made any petroleum yet. We just use ethanol for these. I'm sure we'll use petroleum for something. It's certainly possible. Good little gas pump. Oh, that's like an on and off button. I thought that was like a little smiley face at first, and I was almost about to lose it. No. Yeah, that's off now. That's fine. Oh, we need to make this insulated too. So we'll tile all of that. And then insulate it from the bottom and then rework it. God, this is really weird how this sort of area is like kind of part in the base, kind of not. How bizarre. Still making the spiffy overalls, that's good. We are repairing exosuits, aren't we? We're not just getting a load of worn exosuits. I need to put that on my list. I'm going to put that on my list instead of regular atmosuits, because if that starts building up, then we know we need to get more. We know we need to get more reed fiber production. The outline of the pitcher pump looks so much thicker than the other buildings. Yeah, there are some cases like that where buildings just have really odd textures. Yeah, like the storage bin has quite thin lines and the pitcher pump has quite thick lines. There are definitely some buildings, yeah, there are definitely some buildings that didn't have HD textures for a while, and then eventually they updated them to give them HD textures. I remember that from when I started streaming. I was like, why are some of these buildings pixelated? And I was like, oh, they just never actually like made a high-res version of the asset. Right, I need to put a gas pump in here as well. Let's vent this room before we dig it out again. So I guess that will go here too. And we can power that here. How very convenient. And in terms of how long I'm going to stream tonight, probably another hour and a half. So hopefully we can make some decent progress in a natural gas room in that time. There's a water down here. This is all germy water now because Why is it jelly water? I don't know. There's some polluted water here as well. So the cobalt, is the cobalt still erupting or has it just stopped? It looks like it is still erupting because the metal is still hot. That is kind of surprising to me. I think I do need to just let some liquid in here. We'll just dig that out too. Pump set up, that's good. We're slowly feeding water from all those other sources. This is pumping now too, that's good. Yeah, so that'll help us stave off running out of oxygen. Actually surprised how quickly we managed to do all of that. I don't really want to like melt frozen biomes unless we have to, because we are getting a lot of sleet wheat grains are just storing themselves, and I'm going to use them all for berry sludge later. So wherever possible, we've tried to preserve these, but I mean, the ones in oxygen, it hasn't really worked. But there are some in carbon dioxide. So we are getting a few. Yeah, here's Lindsay to come and save the day and dig out that water. I could just deconstruct these tiles as well. There you go, have fun. Looks like we have mostly stone hatches in now. Looks like all the regular hatches are starving. So I am now going to fill these with igneous rock instead of sedimentary. Because I think we have enough stone hatches now. Let's see. Well, we'll feed them sedimentary rock as well, but mostly igneous rock. We'll go set all of these. We already have a load of igneous rock stored up as well. Yeah, these haven't really been running at full capacity. They haven't needed to run at full capacity, but would be good to get that working properly. This will now be set to igneous rock as well. And this auto sweeper is suddenly going to be very busy. Yeah, this Hatch Ranch template has been so good. The annoying thing is that I'm just gonna... I think if we do a new run, ever, then I'm going to try Leofar's build, trying to simplify this automation here. Because it does work, but I'm sure it's more complicated than it needs to be. Yeah, this guy's going to drop in once he realizes he's standing away again. No? Oh, I think what happens is he just crawls in here eventually. Yeah, there you go. And then he gets shut off. And then he falls through. Eventually. Yeah, very good. It'll be a different objective and map. Yes, exactly, and I have no idea what that will be, because to be honest, I'm going to try and do all of the remaining achievements and late game stuff in this playthrough. We've got such a solid foundation, I think. Oh, hold on, you can stop doing this. There we go, that's all good. Yeah, get all this carbon dioxide out of here. We can start building this room. We can start building this room anyways, actually. Let's dig this out. I don't know exactly what we're going to do, but I imagine it's going to be like ladder down here. Dig this out. The vent is in kind of an odd place. I have an itchy nose. That's unrelated, but I just thought I'd let you know. So that leads to a 2-tile high sort of bit. Is that going to be useful for anything? Don't know. we'll see what we can fit in the space here. Actually, hold on. This is stupid. Let's not do that. Let's do this. There's a chlorine pocket in here as well. There's a carbon dioxide pocket in here as well. Let's cancel that for now. We'll probably just try and tile this in instead of pumping it out. But yeah, we'll just ladder down here. The insulated tile will go all the way up to here. I just need to be a little bit careful digging this stuff out. Yeah, then we can dig this out. Dig that out. Then we can start just tiling this. Nice orange room aesthetic. This is dormant. Let's analyze this as well, definitely. Oh, Lindsay, you're gonna trap yourself on there. Absolutely. Good job, Lindsay. Good job, Lindsay. You're the MVP. Most vacuous person. So, I don't think we'll actually need these ladders. We're not going to have any liquids in here, so... I mean, we might as well make it mesh tiles. Just in case we get liquids in here. I'm going to fit in this little spot. I don't know. I can go over there. We'll have a lot of space down here, a lot of space in here for that sort of stuff. We need to make an infinite storage somewhere. Now I think about it, this would be quite a good opportunity to do that drip pumping thing, wouldn't it? Maybe I should do that. So, I think I misunderstood the strip pumping thing you were talking about in the Discord, the FR. So, is the premise that because of where you have liquid vents dripping liquid onto the geyser, that it just doesn't overpressurize? And would this work with natural gas, or does it only work with steam because the steam condenses into a liquid? Because I'm going to be honest, I have no real clue. But yeah, hopefully we can just not ever introduce any other gases into here, but I'm sure I'll do something stupid. It works here too. Okay, well I might try building that here, just so that I get familiar with the concept, because at the moment I just don't understand it really. So maybe we can just go through it together. Okay. Yeah, look, copper mesh tiles have the orange aesthetic we desire. It's all priority 5 now. I should make this priority 9 just in case. I don't think we have any other builds queued up though. The digging hasn't quite got over here because we need to dig this out. It's interesting. And then we also need to dig this out. That's fine. Works here too due to its low mass. We probably don't need a huge amount of space for this room, considering we're not going to have the power generators in here. Bert is trapped. You guys are trapped because we didn't build these. That's fine. I'm sure we'll sort this out. Just yellow alert this one. So we'll analyze it first, and then we'll get the room laid out. And then I'll get that to work. Right, this is vented now, that's good. So I can deconstruct this now. So let's just deconstruct everything here. You can make a setup that doesn't need tiles over the geyser. Oh, that's a relief. You can do this, that's fine. And we'll start digging these tiles out so that we can start tiling these up. I believe in you, Lyra. Save lives. No, where are you going? Come back. Amari. God, yellow alert is so stupid. I shouldn't even be using it. Like... Ugh. Oh, you're getting eye irritation going in the ethanol pool. That's funny. I'm gonna actually follow Amari. Yeah, here you are. So where are we going to pull the power generators for this? Because they're going to be in like a separate hydrogen room. Which will probably have its own separate liquid log. Which I imagine we just put directly underneath here. Probably wouldn't need to put a steam turbine. The reason why I don't do it on other gas and use dual pumps is because I have to supply water to drip even if it's low flow. I don't like the idea that it'll run out eventually. Oh, I see, because it consumes the water because the water is being replaced. Is that what is happening? Well, maybe I don't bother doing that. Because, to be honest, I have a space down here that I can just use to do, like, a normal infinite storage. But I'll have a look at the image anyways. Like, I'm sure we'll have enough water coming in from various sources to just do that forever, so... it just depends what the rate of consumption is. Bubbles can have supplying 2, that sounds good. I can have grilling 2, I don't know why. Frank can have... might as well have building. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to give you hard digging. Everyone needs hard digging if they don't already have it. There you go. Everyone who has exosuits should have hard digging. Win. I'll take you to exosuits. Steve, you know, super duper hard digging. Turtle is going to stick with farming. And Meep can have demolition, I think. I can make this a mesh tile too. Go. What we got? We got another set of spiffy overalls. We've been making all of the spiffy overalls, and now we get another one. I don't think I want either of these dupes, so yeah, we'll take that. Easy. So easy to be stylish. Another one over here. And go to Stinky, and we're almost actually out. We've hired a lot of dupes since we started making these, so I'm gonna have to make more snazzy suits too. Yeah, let's have a think about this room. So I'm gonna dig this open now. And I should probably actually just put a ladder here, shouldn't I? That would make sense. Yeah, dig that sand out. It's all good. Start deconstructing these. I'm gonna speed to it. I want to see what this geyser, when this geyser is going to reactivate. That'll probably inform what we do. I realize I've sealed off a little bit of the natural gas here, but I don't really care. We don't need this much space, and I just don't want to introduce any chlorine. I want to keep this room... I don't want to have to ever filter out the gases in this room. That's basically it. So now we can... This will activate in 20 cycles. That's pretty good. Average output 90 grams. Ooh. So that's one natural gas plant's worth. Maybe I can just have a natural gas generator on its own in a room full of polluted oxygen, just from the off-gassing of the water. I don't know. Yeah, this is all priority 9 as well. This should all be getting done. More databanks. We've got 13 databanks. I'm going to keep queuing up these iron digs. I'm finding it very satisfying. There's an oil well down here with a load of natural gas in it. We found some slicksters. There's another gold... I want to go grab the gold amalgam too. It's usually pretty handy. People can no longer get across here. I think I need to put that ladder there. So much iron. And we go down here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, this seems to make sense. And then we can actually just go up here. That should work. And then there's a bit more in here as well. So we can just go like that, and then this is going to be annoying, but we'll just grab it like this. Cool. There is so much iron. Like classic Badlands, you're going to find so much iron on the map, it's ridiculous. Here's our hot CO2. So if we set up a Slickster Ranch at some point, which we may do, I don't know. We can use that a little bit maybe. But that's very low on the priority list. And then we want to get in here. We want to grab the gold amalgam. So let's go like this. That should do. And then go in, take this out. Sorry, I'm just really enjoying queuing all this up. Take that, take that. Got the aluminium volcano down here. These weird tunnels. The Desertlands map is supposed to have a lot of iron too, but it's only 29 tons. Guess it's unlucky generation. It does sound unlucky. Dig that as well. We'll dig these. And at this point, I'm just going to connect it through here. So, like, may as well. Just in case the dupes need to get through there for some reason. And then we want all this. Dig all of this. But what's the actual way of grabbing that? I don't know. We want all that material. I'm just gonna be very lazy in comparison, and we're gonna like ladder down here. There we go. So if we dig that, we can grab this, and then the rest of this, we should be able to climb. We dig out that obsidian, and then we should be able to grab the rest of this from here. Yeah, that seems good. Neat. It's like today's side quest. I'm lost. The asteroid is too big. Right, here we go. So I just need to continue to let some things out. No, not that one. Yeah, that'll do. I don't need this one here, and I can deconstruct that. So now I'm starting to get an idea of what I'm going to build in here. So let's see. We want an oil refinery and a little storage for petroleum. So this seems to make sense to go here. Or do we put that over here somewhere? I mean, I think... Let's see. We'll put the gas pump here. I'm just going to make everything in here out of steel and not bother managing the temperature. We have so much steel, I might as well. Oh, right. Actually, I should look at Leofar's thing before I do anything here. We'll just tile this out first, and then we'll properly think about it. And while they're doing all this stuff, I'm going to queue up more of these things. It's fine. I think what we would do is... Oh. Yeah, we go up here. And then we get onto this one. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, then we just do this. We're getting a tutorial on how to dig today. This isn't that important. Ah, you're almost at the top. No, don't turn back, Albert. You've got more iron to get. There you go. And then I'm just going to go through here and grab all of this. Don't mind me. This is just ridiculous. Ooh, we found another Dreco. Interesting. So we'll need to dig that as well. And then leave that there. Oh, no, this won't work. Can you just dig that out? And then we'll just build, let's build a ladder. There you go. Beams. Oh wow. Oh, that's copper there. That's a copper geode. Not as fussed about that. Go. Balls. Balls. You know what? I'm going to cheat on this one. I'm just going to dig in from the other side. We've already got access to this. Break on through to the other side. Yeah, we'll seal that and then we'll build this tile. There's the lime from. The lime. I don't have a list of... I don't have that on my list. I should have that on my list. We have run out of lime. But the lime is from the hatch eggs. That's what we've been using. So we have about 7.8 tons of steel, and that's all we've got for now, because we need more lime. But we're gonna... Like, it's all the lime is getting auto-swept on a rock crusher over here. But we are gonna need a few more eggs to get more lime. So we've mostly been doing tungsten refinery over here now. We got a slight problem. Looks like it hasn't quite been warm enough in here. So... Looks like there's been a little bit of off-gassing in here. Let's set this to 140 instead. It's... Yeah, I think we've kind of run out of errands to do. We've really run out of metal to refine already. I mean, this is going to go dormant in a second, so that's not too bad. That's no good. I don't really want to refine iron ore into iron, I'm going to be honest. We've got enough iron. We've got 200 tons of iron now. Yeah, and we've got even more over here. This is absurd. Yeah, deconstruct this, dig this. Yeah, Stinky's our man. He's going to build these tiles. Or he's just going to supply them. That's fine. Right, while we're waiting for a few things, I'm going to have a look at Leofar's design. That is the wrong tab. Right, so... I see, so you put tiles around it this way and then you drip liquids in here to stop it from overpressurizing. Okay, well I'm going to build this on a natural gas, guys, just because we've got the room and I want to figure out how this works. So that's what we're going to do. It looks like a smiley face. I like it. It's fairly straightforward. This doesn't actually need to be insulated tile. This could be regular tile. In fact, I'm gonna make it gold, because why not? So it needs to come down here, and then I need to put some more gold here. Construct these. And then put the vents here. These don't melt, do they? Well, they don't overheat, so we can just make those up. Pulls gas both sides if it can. Right, let's have a look. I'm just looking at that stupid SpongeBob meme I put on there. So then we need to pitcher pump the denser liquid here. So have you used oil for that, or have you used naphtha? So we put that here. Alright, let's just make these metal as well. You use naphtha. We can make some naphtha quickly. That seems reasonable. I do like using naphtha for this sort of thing when I can, so I probably have decided to do that anyways. Oil is good. Oh, okay. We'll just try oil for now then. I just want to see this work. Let's see. We'll go to exosuits and Amari. Doesn't spill anyways. Yeah. Gold looks pretty good in here too. When you bottle empty it. I like that though. Alright, cool. We got rid of all the carbon dioxide. Nice. Ladder this. And we tiled this as well. That's good. So now we can dig this. And we can dig this. Very nice. So, oh, we let some carbon dioxide in here. Look. We let that one blob of carbon dioxide out. Oh, that's so annoying. We done goofed. There's a simple solution for this. I did the thing. I love how you're trying to force this as a meme that I'm Eresia and I always re. I do occasionally re, but not that often. But that's eventually going to fall in here. And then we'll just tile over it again. So I'm going to sweep everything out of here just because. And we don't need the ladders in here either. So sweep all of this out of here. Then we can put a little blob of oil here. Do we have any random oil? We should have some random oil. No, we've already pumped it all back. We're getting very good at dropping oil off. We're dropping the oil off very consistently. Down here. I suppose it's good. Yeah, at least it's just that one little blob. I could put some storage bins just here. Just quickly sweep all of this. Because this room is eventually going to be hot. So I don't really want to keep stuff in here in case they take hot stuff back into the base. I guess it's not that much. What's this set to? This is set to the Cobalt Volcano. How bizarre. Dracos are doing alright. I haven't had to look after these Dracos in ages. You can drip at only one side, but I guess we want a two-way access. Yeah, exactly. We want people to be able to go through here. Look, we made a liquid lock. Right. Oh, we can't access these. That's interesting. I guess we can deconstruct these for now. And then... Can I actually get over there to build that? Even if we do that? I don't think I can. Oh, yeah. Let's deconstruct these and then just build a ladder so we can climb on top quickly. And then we deconstruct it again. So, like this. And what this does is this teleports the gas from the vent to the outside, is as far as I'm aware. Yeah, we'll keep those ladders there, and then people can get up here if needed. I guess I really shouldn't put these diagonals in if I don't need them, because I want as much space in here as possible. I'll just get rid of them. You fill it with more decor items. Okay. So then if I look at the Discord again... Oh, I could bring this closer in, can't I? In fact, I think I need to bring that closer in. Because really, I want the oil to be here and here, not here. But then I guess people can't go through it. Will this actually work if it's this far away? I guess it'll take it from these tiles. This looks kind of naked. Let's put some doors here. It looks like... It just looks like there should be some doors here. So how much oil we got here? We got 300-ish. This is fine. You won't be able to drip. That's why I have first tile in mind to be super close. So this isn't going to work then. That's why I have first the dirt tile in mind to be super close. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, I see. Because otherwise, yeah, because you need the diagonal tile from it. So you need to separate it and make it a bit further spaced out to get it to work otherwise. Okay, that's fine. We'll put those doors there. I don't know. It just feels right. You know, in case we just want to stop people from wandering past the geyser for some reason. I don't know. And then we just need to start pumping liquids on here. Danger, damage overheated. Oh, a battery. Well, we can use our suppress notifications mod for that. We don't need to know about this battery overheating. That's very stupid. Also, I've just noticed the frames are much better today. I don't know why. So, the question is, what liquid are we going to dump on here? A liquid we don't really want for anything else. We've got ethanol over here, but I want to use that at some point shortly. Is there any liquid we just really don't want? Still no fast track. I forgot. This stuff. The hot brine. Maybe we could do that. I don't know. I want something a bit closer. Maybe we just use the ethanol for now just to test it and then we figure it out later. So, yeah, we'll just send this. So this one can go around here. We're just going to remove all of this pipework. Yeah, it's going to be milligrams worth of flow. So, yeah, we'll just drip very small amounts of ethanol on it. Just clear this up. I think if we're ever going to do anything involving ethanol, we're just going to generate our own from trees. And as I said earlier, I don't think I'm going to have a big focus on it this time. So we'll just start deconstructing this stuff. This was to fill it with ethanol in the first place. So I can remove all of this pipe too. Yeah, there we go. I'm just scared that it turns to gas in the pipe. Let's see, that'd be kind of funny. I think I do just want to get rid of the ethanol though. Just because it's here. Got lots of fish eggs. We should move the fish into the base and have a proper fish tank and stuff as well. Now we've got the freezers. We'll want surf and turf. We'll want to properly breed fish. They've been subjected to their ethanol fate for long enough. I think. So we can remove this as well. We're not going to want any of this pipe here. Yeah, set the flow outside the natural gas room. So yeah, we'll do that. Where's a good spot for that? Just do it here. Actually, we can access the tank from. I guess we just put it here. That makes sense. I don't know whether I'm going to use what I'm going to use a space for yet, so I don't want to cut it off. I don't think I'll be playing this map long enough to drip it all. It's what, 60 grams per cycle? Yeah, that's true. We probably won't get that far. But I don't know. I'm hoping we get further than normal on this seed, because like I feel like I haven't really got a good reason not to. Like, it's such a good seed. I'm not exactly going to get bored. So the only reason we would start a new run is if I catastrophically screwed things up, I think. This time. We're not going to go overly crazy on dupes, so hopefully the performance won't stop us from doing stuff. Yeah, so ethanol will go through here. And then we'll just make it insulated pipe coming down here. Yeah, and I made that out of ceramic, so that should be fine. We'll have loads of ceramic. This seems like a pretty good case for it. Don't really want to fill this room with ethanol gas after all the talk we've had about not getting other gases in this room. The natural gas, the carbon dioxide's over there now, of course it is. Deconstruct that tile. Building broken. Battery. Cool. Cool story, bro. Oh, there's a vacillator. Okay, we can actually get over there. That's probably worth doing. You want to go in here and just come through the oil? There'll be a little bit of a heat leak, but I don't care. Like, oh, and this part of the map, I really don't care. We could just extend the chute, though, equally. Yeah, let's do that. We'll come down into here and we'll try and solve the puzzle. That sounds like fun. And just dump a load of oil and everything. Right, hold on. We need to set this to 60 grams per cycle per vent. So it's actually going to be 100 milligrams per second, so 200 milligrams, so 0.2. Wow, you can actually set decimal grams per second on this. That's impressive. And what this should do is this should vacuum the room out at the moment until the geyser erupts again. 2.1. Okay. This definitely seems exploity, but I'm going to try it because I would have an infinite storage otherwise anyways, and now this just makes the whole room an infinite storage. Although, if we make this whole room an infinite storage, then like if we make an oil refinery, then that will need to have a lower pressure to off gas. So it's kind of annoying making this whole room infinite storage. Yeah, I don't mind this kind of exploit, and I'm just curious to see how this mechanic works. No, the oil refinery does overpressurize. I tested that last time. I'm not sure if this thing overpressurizes. I guess we'll find out. But I really am just very curious at this point. Right, let's tile this quickly. You can reach this, can't you? Yeah, that's good. It will... Oh yeah, the liquid vents will overpressurize at 1 kilogram pressure per tile, but considering how big this room is, I don't think we're ever going to fill it with that much natural gas, or at least I hope we don't. New principles. Let's see. I do want more dupes. Decrease husbandry, decrease machinery, supplying. You have digging, doctoring, and decorating, and increased food morale bonus. I really don't need more doctors and decorators, though. So really, it's just +2 digging. That's not very good. I think we take Otto. The ranching, the supplying, they're both good. Quick learner is usually pretty good. Loud sleeper is irrelevant. So we'll take Otto. Seems good. So Otto can have supplying. And they can... let's make them focus on supplying. It's fine. Then schedules wise, they can go here. Cool beans. So we just need to plug this in now, and then this should start working. So I'm gonna save it, and we're gonna see how this works. Because I'm very curious. Hopefully this should vacuum the room out. We'll see how quickly it removes the gas as well. So, does the rate at which this removes gas... Oh, we need a plug. Crap. That's fine. Here you go. So, does the rate at which the gas is removed... Is that affected by the rate at which you're pumping in the liquid, or is it just a fixed rate? Watch the gas besides the oil. Yeah. It will vacuum. I see. Okay. Yeah, it is. Oh, so just the... Yeah, so it's just shifting the gas up here. And that's what's happening. So, yeah, it's a fixed rate. Kind of crazy you can get so little water moving through these. How it's moving so much gas. That's vacuuming really quickly. Wow. Oh, and hey, I know what we can actually do to automate this. We can set these. Oh yeah, we don't want to turn these off, otherwise water will build up in here and break. We just want it to be constantly dripping, don't we? At all times. That's fine. So we're sending some water through at the moment. And then eventually we'll start sending the ethanol through. The water heats up when it transitions over to here. And then it stays at a fixed temperature. Yeah, you need it constant. Okay, so I guess we're just done then. That's pretty cool. It's going to make wet sounds for the rest of the run. I like it. Right, so... That will fill this room with natural gas. So I'll keep the geyser from overpressurizing ever. So we just need... So let's set up some more things in here. So fertilizer... We're going to want a canister filler. We're going to want a fertilizer synthesizer. So I'm going to put this over here. Let's build that first. And then we can remove this. Put the fertilizer synthesizer over here. It's low mass, it won't break pipe. That's also very true. I forgot about that. Even if it does overheat, it won't break. Very interesting. Well, I want to fill this room with a few more things before we go. So let's just do that. We'll put the canister filler over here. For the natural gas power plant. We'll want to pump natural gas from this room into the base as well for the gas range. So let's set that up quickly. So, gas pump, this can be steel. We can just remove all of this stuff now. It's fine. And then we'll set up an atmo sensor in this. Actually, that shouldn't go there. That should go here. It's not going to be a huge amount of gas pressure in here because of how the pump works. I can go like that, and then this can send natural gas up here. In fact, we don't need to deconstruct this stuff. Go there. And then that needs to plug in here. So I get the feeling the best way of doing that would be to take it up here through the metal tile. I mean, that is hot, The natural gas is going to be hot anyways if we insulate it. I don't know. I don't think it will matter. Let's see if it matters. Send a gas pipe round this way. Ah, the volcano is here. Okay. Instead of going that way, let's actually just deconstruct this after all. We'll send the pipe down here. Actually, yeah, we'll do it like this. Should give enough space for whatever we end up building involving this volcano. And then that can go up here. You know what? I'm just going to send it through here instead. That's fine. This will cool down the natural... Oh, this is going to transfer heat into the freezers. No, we don't want that. I mean, we do. We kind of do, because that'll just make this run more. No, I don't think we do. We'll just send it up here. There you go. Buddy, I am payload launching some fry eggs to start infinite food supply elsewhere. Good idea. We still haven't been making any spice, have we? I don't think there's really any point at the moment. The bridge is going to leak heat. Ah, yes it is. You're right. It's going to transfer heat over here. So let's instead do this. And then it will go into the insulated tile. So that shouldn't leak heat. Because it's insulated. Or it will leak heat, but very slowly. Spice recovers freshness. Yeah, but like the food's not going off anyways, because it's in the freezer, so it doesn't matter. Let's try that. We're intentionally letting, like... Oh, hold on, that's not right. So the natural gas is, we're assuming it's going to be 150 degrees in here. We're going to leak some heat out onto the map. And then it's going to dissipate the rest of it in this metal tile before going into the base. And this needs to be set to above 1000. It's a pump. Just to make sure it's not pumping inefficiently. And that can go there. The fertilizer synthesizer can go down here. That can just plug in... well, I could plug in there. I'm going to keep that wire there. I guess I am going to keep that wire there. Let's go like that. And then we need to send polluted water to this. So, polluted water, dirt, and phosphorite turns into fertilizer. How much fertilizer do we have left? We still have most of our fertilizer left, but I know we're eventually going to want to put this in this room anyways. So let's see. Polluted water. Well, we do have our pipe that's up here. I'm now annoyed that I built this pipe going this way. We can just do this. There we go, that'll be fine. Bathroom carbon skimmer loop is still working. This should never break, I don't think. Provided that provided that we don't get more dupes than these thimbleweeds can handle. Spaghetti, yes. Pasta-based engineering. Let's actually have a look at the whole overview. Yeah, this is where most of the spaghetti is. Spaghetti over here. Spaghetti down here. Cooling the hydrogen stuff and the oxygen. This is some real bridge spaghetti going on here. We've got a decent amount of bridge spaghetti going on here. This is fairly neat, to be honest. And then this is just a load of storage tanks. Yeah, how much? We've got 8.2 kilograms of water in there. Draining that at 0.1 grams per second, that's going to take a long time just to get rid of that water alone. That's hilarious. We're probably not going to see this thing run on ethanol until like cycle 300 or something. And then someday I'm going to end up with a load of ethanol gas in my thing. It won't turn into gas because it's not high enough mass, but wouldn't that be funny? Just like getting a massive like ethanol gas in here. And then like gas range isn't working because it's full of ethanol gas. What? So then we're going to want to feed this with dirt and phosphorite. So we have phosphorite, and that's coming from the Drecos. So at the moment, the phosphorite's all being dropped in here so that it can go into the Weezewolds. And this is all leftover conveyor rail that, like, we can't access this room, so just left there. So what we want to do is we want to set these priority 9, and then have a low priority conveyor for phosphorite. And we don't actually have room to fit one. We'd have to move the auto sweeper to do that, and we can't move the auto sweeper there. Wait, did the second vent break? No, I don't think so. This looks fine. I think it's only dripping on one side. No, it should be splitting evenly between them. Seems fine. I mean, it's a vacuum at the moment anyways. We have a lot of Dracos in here now. How many? We got 100 Dracos in here. Mazel tov. I think they're all shaved. Let's just check. Right, I'm gonna murder these guys now, so we can actually see in this room. So forgive me, Dracos. Hopefully we don't have any elderly ones in the other places that need watching. Time for some meat. Oh yeah. We'll get the... Yes, we'll flood the base with meat. And then we won't cook it all and it'll go off. It's not the best plan in the world, actually. How are you doing, Sergeant Imalas? Welcome, welcome. Cycle 213. I think we're doing pretty well. 30 dupes. We're going to go up to 35 and then we'll expand this again. The babies. The babies. It's the Great Draco Massacre of 79. No, oh, the babies could be sheared, but like, eh. Kill them all. Kill them all. No quarter. Ah, you're modding. Works best with an ONI stream on a side display. Yes. I'm annoyed. My monitor at the moment, my second monitor, has a dead pixel on it that I've spotted, and it's in the bottom right corner. So when I'm at work, I see it, like when I'm on Teams calls. So I don't want to replace it because it still works pretty well. But Sarah was saying that she wanted a monitor for her desk, so I might give her this one if she's okay with a dead pixel, and then get myself a new one. But we'll see. That's a lot of meat. So I'm a bit confused because we should be loading meat in this conveyor. Yes, it's not loading this. This should be the... I thought I designed this room so it would load the meat from there. This is set to reed fiber. This is set to edibles. Oh, I need to have a load... This is the loader, and it's too far from this. Yeah, I don't really have room in here for loaders. I guess I can remove the drop-off. I don't think we need this anymore. And then what we'll do... I mean, this chute needs to stay here so that this can grab from it. So we can fit one more loader in here. It's annoying because we really need two loaders. We need one for the phosphorite to go to the fertilizer room. We need one for the meat to go into this one. Although, actually, no. What I could do is I could repurpose this to be the phosphorite. Because that will all drop here anyways. And then we can put the meat one in here. Because it's reached by both of those. Okay, let's do that. Holy shit, you almost murdered George. Oh dear. How did you do that? Oh, look at all this meat. How much of that is Frank actually going to get cooked? Still got loads of bog jellies to cook. Our chefs are really going at it. Digging out a 3-tile height room. Yeah, I don't think we need this in here anymore. We're not grabbing Drecos off the map anymore. So that's going to be meat. And that's going to hook up here. Going to the kitchen. So let's actually, instead of doing that, let's go over here. Put it up like this. And then that way I can go there. George. Is it pronounced differently? Is it Jorge? Is he actually Jorge? Then this conveyor will be the phosphorite, so that can just go. Hold on. Let's put some bridges in. And this is going to be the phosphorite, so that will just go down here into this room. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to pronounce things. Phonetic spelling. Oh god, I remember when I was actually involved with the Smoke on Pokemon stuff, there was a creative Pokemon competition, and you'd submit names to that, and you had to write out the name in phonetic characters so that people knew exactly how to pronounce it. And that's what you've written there, isn't it, in Malice? God, that takes me back. Okay, we'll put an auto sweeper in here as well, just to sweep all this. Or just to grab the... That's right. I've got to admit, it's really, really weird, like, watching this all drip. Because my brain is like, why are we letting it drip when it's not erupting? What a waste of resources, But we're dropping so little liquid in that we're never gonna use it all. Like, it's gone down to 8.1 kilograms now. I'm not used to this. Also, I have some sad news. One of the frogs died. In the tank. I don't know why. He croaked. The other two were fine. They've been eating properly. I got some liquid water tests today. Like with the test tubes. And the water quality, the thing is, I think the tank is still cycling to a little bit. I thought it was cycled. I put some of the filter media from my old tank in there, but I think I just didn't leave enough time before putting the frogs in, and I feel really sad. There's still a very small amount of nitrites in the tank. I think all the ammonia is being processed, so the bacteria that process the ammonia into nitrite are there in numbers, but the nitrite to nitrate bacteria aren't quite there yet. I'm kind of worried that that's what killed the old one, but the other two, the first one, but the other two seem to be fine. So I do feel really bad that I kind of rushed it and we lost a frog. But I'm not sure whether it was because of the water quality, because it's still not in the dangerous level. Like, you shouldn't have any ammonia or nitrates in your tank, but if there's a very little amount while the tank's cycling, it is tolerable. And we're in the tolerable phase. So I'm not sure that's what killed him, but I put in some more bacteria. I'm gonna have another look tomorrow. They're hopping about at the moment, so the other two are fine, but yeah, that was pretty rubbish. That no, frog died. Yeah, I haven't named the frogs yet. There's two in there now. I probably am going to get a third replacement at some point, but only once I've checked and there's absolutely no ammonia or nitrites left. I feel a bit bad having them even in that tank while there's nitrites in there. But if I put them in the main tank, Whiskers will definitely just eat them. Like, they're too small, and they're very stupid and helpless, like, normally. The frogs are just like that. They will get eaten. Ah, this bit here. Right, let's dig this out, and then we'll we'll fix all of these in there. Yeah, because we need to build all of these things here now, and I've just kind of forgotten about it. A liquid pipe, a gas pipe, conductive wire, conveyor rail. So this one needs to be set to phosphorite. So set that to... And then this can be set to edibles. That should start working in a minute. And this needs to be set to priority 7. Or priority 8, because these need to be prioritized first with the phosphorite. And then the rest will go to make fertilizer. Oh, you know what I could do? Actually, instead of this, we're going to have a conveyor receptacle up here. We're going to move the auto sweeper one over, because I don't want to put all the phosphorite in here. I just want enough to get this to run. So we'll do the same thing that we did in the ranches. I'm actually getting an appreciation for the conveyor receptacle now, because it saves you having to put weight plates in here. We don't want a weight plate in here, because this room's going to be insulated anyways. But yeah, we've got this conspicuous, useless mesh tile here that I can remove. And then, let's see, so... yeah, Rowan, you can remove all of this stuff, I think. You got a pacu fillet? Why are you bringing a pacu fillet in here for? Oh, right, fish. There's some fish down here as well. Those poor fish, they've been living in this puddle for like 150 cycles, I bet. We just left the fish in the vacuum chamber. Yeah, there's some phosphorite. There's a big lump of phosphorite in here just from digging up the map. That's kind of funny. Yeah, so conveyor receptacle goes in here. This doesn't overheat, so it doesn't matter. Put that there, and then that reaches across, I believe. Actually, let's just double check. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we'll need to flip it over. So we'll need to have it like this. How irksome. It's still definitely the way to do it, though. Then that conveyor rail will just go here instead. We can deconstruct that. And that will fill with a limited amount of phosphorite. And then it will back up on the pipe and then it'll stop being loaded. I think it's for the best. And as for dirt, I mean, we're not generating our own dirt, so they can manually deliver that for now. How much dirt do we have left? Oh, that's right. We have 9 tons of dirt. We don't have any dirt on this map. I mean, we are getting dirt from boiling the polluted water, but that's going to be a very small amount of dirt. And that's probably not worth... that's probably not worth having on a conveyor. More polluted water in here. This hasn't quite worked. So the issue we have now is that this half of the room is hot, so the vents are working. Whereas this half of the room is cold because of the pipes. So I do actually need 2 different thermosensors here. It's funny. So we're going to need to adjust this a little bit. I'll adjust that in a minute. We'll just get this other thing done first. This isn't a huge emergency. We are still... like, we are... because the steam pressure is relatively high, steam turbines are still working mostly. But we do want to pump the polluted oxygen out here. Is our power? We overloading the line? Possibly. Oh, I deconstructed that power wire. Just deconstruct left vent. We could do that. But I want to use both. I want to use both metal refineries to boil stuff. I want to have the output from both of them. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to need... yeah, I'll just do this properly. It's fine. It doesn't have to be symmetrical. We can just do something else with the wire. Let's see. So automation-wise, deconstruct this. Not this one. Let's see. Cut that. cut that. Automation wire goes here. Then we copy and paste that setting across. And now there's... Now we need to hook these up to a thermosensor that has the actual room temperature on it. It's going to be relatively even now. So I could just put that over here. Because if I did put it here, I'd have to move the automation wire for this. You know, it would get kind of fiddly. I don't know, we'll keep all the thermosensors together, we'll figure it out. Dupes don't have a huge amount of other stuff now. So weird to hear from an ONI player. I've got to admit, part of the reason why I started streaming this game was so that I stopped being so obsessive about everything being symmetrical. Because it was starting to annoy me. I was like, if I'm playing this like in front of other people as well, it's going to get me thinking more rationally about what I need to do to actually solve the problem. Because I don't want to teach people to just be obsessive and do stupid things just because they look pretty. Also, you should not be disinfecting these vents. But the other reason I started streaming this is just because I enjoy playing it, and it's helping me practice my public speaking stuff. And it's nice sharing my knowledge with people, because this is the game that I played the most. I do play other games on here occasionally, like Oita, Potion Craft, and things. But this is the main thing I like to play, and it's just nice sharing information. People share their information with me as well. Especially on the Discord recently, people have been posting a lot of stuff on there that's been very informative. The EFR just showed us that new build for hooking up the vent. That was pretty interesting. Let's see, so... this lamp, we're just going to bridge it up here. I'll go like that, and then that could go like that. And this sets to some green signal below 210. Seems good. Don't forget the memes. That's true, we do post some memes. I like to post my video memes. We do post some other memes in there as well. The ONI meme scene, I wish... I mean, there's the ONI memes subreddit where people post stuff, but it's not super active. And you can't post ONI memes on the main ONI Reddit. Because they don't like that. But I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential. Like, this game is very meme-worthy. But I don't just want to spam the subreddit all the time with my videos. Disconnect thermosensor from motion sensor. Very true. These will work again. We're going to get these wires built. Which is annoying. Memes help in relevance. That's true, because like memes help people make people aware of the game and stuff as well. Helpful in growing the community. And this game does have a really good community. That's like one of the main selling points as well, is that everyone's really friendly and it's a nice collective experience. Is anyone actually coming in here to do this? Yes, looks like that's Bubbles' job. And if we ever need to set up a full thermosensor, then maybe we can make it a bit more symmetrical again, but this should do. Are we making this? No. Set this to priority 9. The bear receptacle is filled up with phosphorite, that's good. Filled up with 100 kilograms. The bear is full of phosphorite. And now the autosweeper is just going to start loading these again when they need food, so that's good. Right, I think we're actually very close to being done for tonight. Let's see. You may as well have farming. Stinky can have building. And Frankie can have super hard digging. The thing is, I don't need a second sensor for the right refinery, because... Oh, I could totally do that. You're right, I could do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, why not? That was the original plan, was to have 2 sensors, 1 for each refinery. We'll go back to plan A. It seems like a good note to end the stream on. Let's just deconstruct this immediately, please. There we go. I mean, we're being obsessive with a purpose here. In fact, let's actually... if we're doing this properly, we may as well do this too. Why is this full of coolant? That's not right, surely. I think I need to remove 1... Oh, I separated the... What do I need to do? This should just be here. That should be radiant piping. Oh, now that's moving in 2. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That should fix itself, maybe? No, I think I need to let 1 more out of this. I mean, obsessiveness with a purpose is fine. Obsessiveness without purpose is to be avoided. Come on, Ellie. I think Ellie is the 1 plumber in the colony. I should add more plumbers. There's Ellie. Ah, I need a drink. Neosa needs to be here to hydrate me. Nah, that's alright, we're wrapping up soon anyways. Yeah, I think this has been productive. This room is working better. Still got a little bit of polluted oxygen here, but that was something stupid. We've actually got a lot of food poisoning germs in this steam now. Look at this, germy steam. That doesn't happen very often, does it? I mean, if we click the... Yeah, if we click the steam... Oh, bollocks. Hold on. They don't drain more coolant out of here than you need to. It's fine. Oh my god, you found the command. Do a stretch. Ugh. I added that. I'm still using the icon for the light change, even though my light doesn't work anymore. But that's fine. Thank you for the reminder. Time to ranch shine bugs in that room. We have shine bugs up here with George. The shine bugs are hanging out with George. They're sun bugs, actually. Some of them are shine bugs. Some of them are sun bugs. But, yes, we need to get on the food. We are going to make surf and turf fairly soon, so we can give that to him. I feel bad we've left him so long on 2 out of 3. Spiffy overalls. Cabaldo. Then what do we got? Steel? I always like steel. Farming, branching, Luddite. With increased decor and increased decor morale bonus. That seems good. Nails, welcome to the team. We want ranchers because we're going to have Sweetles and Grubs. And that's going to happen fairly soon. Because we want the water from that mud as well. And I want to hook up all the sulfur. That's always a fun thing to do. We have 4 sulfur geysers on this map, so it definitely seems worthwhile. So nails, you can prioritize ranching and farming. you can, hold on. You can go here. There we go, 32 dupes. Although only 31 on this planet. Did you know that Nails' real name is Dylan? That's actual lore. There's a lore entry about it. Nails is actually Dylan. Yeah, fertilizer. Ooh. So we'll see how much pressure can be in here before this stops running. But this will give us enough fertilizer to keep running that thimbleweed up here indefinitely. Got lots of thimbleweed seeds up here, that's good. So interestingly, this whole time we've had the radiation here from the Wheezeworts. We've never gotten a single radiated seed because of course the Drekos are eating the plant before it can produce a seed. So this whole setup of trying to have irradiate these plants to get mutated mealwoods was completely pointless. But it is what it is. Lessons learned. The radiation here is significant as well. I mean, what I could do is I could put more mealwoods in here, and then we could have some radiated ones come out. In fact, I may even just do that now. We'll just add an unnecessary amount of mealwoods. Because eventually we're going to want, a juicer anyways. So we'll always want some spare meal ice. Oh, well, this meat is going to go off before it gets cooked. Why did I murder all those Drekos? That was so stupid. Yeah, let's just put these in now. Although the other thing is, we're kind of running out of dirt. So, like... we can't do this indefinitely. I'm not going to bother with this for now. We need to sort dirt out before doing that. What you could do is wall in the oil refinery and fertilizer in one room and vacuum it out with a drip pump so nothing overpressurizes. In one room with geyser. Yeah, that's true. We could have like a multi-stage drip pump thing going on. If we're already doing drip pumps over here, we may as well do them somewhere else. Oh, in one room with the geyser. Oh, I see. So we just link it together. That's a good point. Yeah, we'll probably do that when we resume this. Yes, that's what we'll do next time. Cool, good idea. Yeah, we've got surf and turf here. Oh, this conveyor thing needs to add surf and turf. Definitely. We need to keep adding finished foods on here. Swampy Delights as well. Oh, I'm sure we've had a lot of food rot because I forgot to set it on this thing. It's fine. That looks good to me. Right. I think we're done for tonight. What on earth is the thumbnail going to be? It's not going to be us murdering Drekos. I don't really want another thumbnail of this room. There we go. Or I guess it'll just be the drip pump, the fertilizer. Maybe. Well, the dupes are all idle now, anyways. I don't know. I'll have a think. But I've got to go. So it's been fun. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Uglabisk, for resubscribing again. I am going to head out. I'm probably going to go raid someone, because we've got quite a lot of people watching at the moment. I usually stream Mondays to Fridays, 7 to 11 GMT. usually playing Oxygen Not Included, but sometimes I play Noita and Potioncraft and other things like that. I upload everything to YouTube. I have a lot of discussion videos on there, some meme videos, but if you miss a VOD and Twitch removes it, it will always be on YouTube, so you'll find it there. And there's always a Discord page where we hang out and share memes, and I always post on there what game I'm playing, when I'm playing it, so you can keep up to date on there. And yeah, until then, I'll see you soon. I'm gonna go find someone to raid. So bye for now. Not really seeing anyone online that I normally go and raid, so I'm just going to wrap it up here today. But thanks again for watching. Feel free to follow on Twitch as well, and you'll know when I go live. It's usually Mondays to Fridays until 11 GMT. But yeah, have a good evening, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.